So what you're looking for is not money, it's productivity. Okay, you are looking for productivity. You produce things because people need things. You produce food because people get hungry. You produce houses because people need shelter. You produce clothes because people need to wear. Okay. You produce jobs because people need to be economically active. So this whole thing of economics is really about creating an economic system whereby people produce things that people will need. People wake up in the morning and work on producing things that other people need and then be recognized for that work. That recognition for the work is what we call currency. We call it money, currency. It's plainly speaking, it's a paper that is written that the value of the work that you did today is $100. You write a paper, $100 is the value of your work. We give you that paper. So you spend the whole day working. Okay. And at the end of the day, we don't give you money, we don't give you food, we don't give you a house, we don't give you clothes. We just give you a paper written that this is the value of what you have done. And where does that paper come from? Central bank. And then because you have got that paper, you can use that paper to as proof of your value to other people in the system. Okay, other people collected that value and then they give you stuff worth that value because they know that also there's other people who believe in it. That is called money. And if people believe in that money, the financial system is there. That's what is called a fiat currency. It's not really backed by anything, but it's actually backed by trust. That's what the US dollar is. And all of you people in the world are running around for a US dollar, which is actually come from thin air. Okay, there is no place where they cook US dollars and they have to put some ingredients or what I'm saying. There is no effort that the America puts to create US dollars. There's absolutely zero effort. In fact, any fiat currency, there's absolutely zero effort that is put to create that fiat currency. What you need to do is to manage a system fairly, rules based. When you've got rules and that you can enforce, your system, your economic system succeeds. Your economic system grows, become bigger. What does it mean that your economic system grows? It means that your productivity grows. The value of the things that you do from waking up until in the evening, it grows. And then also you begin to get valued more. And as you are valued more, you are able to consume more because you have got more paper that proves that you can get stuff. So to get Zimbabwe right, you need to get the currency right first. It's not really about removing Emerson Mnangago's NPF only and putting Chamisa only and hoping that the face of Chamisa only causes the system to be right. No, it's actually now getting to understand what it is. So the first thing I'm gonna do when I become the president of Zimbabwe is fire John Manguja and that finance minister I'm Mthuli Ncube. I mean, really, these guys must just go. And then we put someone there that is trustworthy, someone there, someone who will not. I wish that this person shouldn't be someone who comes from Harare. Okay, it should be somebody who was in the UK, maybe some Zimbabwean who was born in the diaspora there, and then they're coming back and they don't have that Harare culture. Listen, as the president of Zimbabwe, it's what I'm promising you. Your central bank governor will not be anybody who grew up in Zimbabwe. Not just Harare, whether even if it's Bulawayo or Gweru. I don't want a Zimbabwean who grew up in Zimbabwe, by the way. Nokuziwa, you are already corrupted. I want some kid who grew up in the UK or grew up in USA. Maybe they left Zimbabwe when they were 5 years. The cutoff point I have is 9 years. If we left Zimbabwe when we were 9, yeah. If we left Zimbabwe when we were 10, 11, we are already disturbed. I want those diaspora kids, the one who did economics there, who understands central banking, who grew up in a community of trust, a community of understanding the value of money. Then I'll make them central bank government. I don't know who it is, but I want to do my research and figure out which Zimbabweans are out there. There's only one lady that I know that works in Britain. She's in, I don't know, she's a Ndebele girl. She is I'm not forgot her name. She's into what is it? This thing, insurance. She's into insurance. She's helping the British Central Bank there with some insurance, important stuff things there that she does. She's got a very high level job there. But she's Zimbabwe. I forgot her name. Is it Ngulube or someone? And I've heard her interview. She left Zimbabwe when she was very young as well. Very, very young. Okay. So she didn't, it doesn't have this chitsotsi chekuharare, chitsotsi chemazimba, hanacho. So I want put that person in the central bank and then get my finance guy right. And then begin to create proper monetary policy. All right. Once we have got proper monetary policy, then you can address the issue of the government debt. Okay. The government debt is what I believe is keeping Mnangagwa in power because I believe he's under duress. I strongly suspect that. I suspect that the powers that be, the Chinese and the Russians, are really holding a gun on his head, and he doesn't know what to do. He's at his wits' end, doesn't know what to do. So that's why he needs to go for the sake of his health, mental health, and the health of his whole family. Okay, so I think that when he is gone, we need to deal with that debt and negotiate with our debtors. First of all, the one of the immediate things we can do, depending on the geopolitics of that time, if we have got friends in proper places, we can actually borrow money from some friends and pay others. But as I said in the previous video, that my plan is actually to change the currency of our debt to a Zim dollar. That's why I need to get that's why I need to get the central bank right. So when I get the central bank right, I begin to change our debt from these Chinese and these Russians, these evil people, and then we have got a proper debt market, all right? That even our central bank can quantitatively ease money and buy that debt. But since most of it is US based, one way of doing it is I've thought of this thing. The central bank must be the sole buyer of our gold. Oh, by the way, it is already in Zimbabwe. The central bank buys gold. Now, the central bank mustn't buy gold and sell it. First, the central bank must buy gold in Zim dollars. I'm talking about under stable economic conditions. Central bank mustn't be buying gold in US dollars. What is the US dollar for in the Zimbabwean economy? The Zimbabwean economy must use Zimbabwean dollars. The moment you use somebody else's currency, you are already screwed. They are your B. Or you are their B. If you know what I mean. You must use your own currency. So the central bank, when people mine gold, platinum as well, other commodities that can be kept for longer. I mean, you can't do that with coal because coal has to be used now after mining. Talking about stuff that you can keep for longer. Central bank must buy, and when they buy, they're using printed money. So that money that is printed is backed by the gold that they get from the gold miners, from the platinum miners. So it is that platinum that and the gold that the central bank is going to keep. And when the central bank needs to pay back that debt, they take those commodities and sell them in US dollars. And they take those US dollars and convert that debt. All right. How do you convert the debt? Take the US dollars, give the money to the people that you owe money. Okay, give them the money that you owe them. And then that debt, you don't really cancel it. You keep it in the market. So you pay US dollars to people who owe us. The debt is still there, which means that the central bank will be holding the debt. So for central bank to get back its money, it can resell that debt in the debt market. But now when they're reselling it, they're not selling it in US dollars. They're selling it in Zim dollars. So whoever is going to buy that debt that has got interest is going to buy using Zimbabwean dollars. If they've got US dollars, they have to go to the currency market and change to Zim dollars and then buy that debt. So gradually, you are actually essentially transforming a US dollar debt that you owe to the Paris Club, that you owe to China, to all those other guys. You are gradually taking the country's gold and resources and giving the people that mine Zim dollars, sell it, get US dollars, give the US dollars to the people that owe us money so that the central bank can own the government debt. And the central bank shouldn't own it forever. It also takes it back to the current, to the bond, the bond market, but then sell it in Zimbabwean dollars so that the central bank can mop up those excess Zimbabwean dollars that are created. So you are essentially transforming our debt from US dollar to Zimbabwean dollars, and you are changing who owes us. And the person who's gonna owe us now is gonna be the market participants, who are varied and many, and now they earn a real yield because our currency is stable. There is a yield on that bond, and the government now has got the capacity and ability to even borrow some more through the bond market for economic expansion. I hope andina kukukuwadza. I'm sorry, Papa. That's my plan number one. Stay tuned. Tell me what you think about this on comment below, please, if you're listening, so that I know that I'm not speaking to ghosts. And then if you told me, then I can carry on about my economic plan for Zimbabwe. So I'm eating a nachos. So you see, any country's economy succeeds if their currency is running properly and they've got control over their currency. This thing of using the US dollar makes you a US colony financially, because you don't have power over your financial, over your monetary policy, and therefore you cannot address things like inflation, unemployment using a central bank policy, because you don't have a country. Essentially, you are just a P of the Americans. Now, it's a P. So when we get our country right, and then we've got a central bank that knows what it's doing, and then we are now promoting the use of the Zimbabwean dollar. So everybody who produces in Zimbabwe for the export market must get that money in Zim dollars. All right. So whether even if you're exporting coal, we should have national agencies that are in middlemen that are owned by the government. I'm not talking about private middlemen, because they just suck the wealth out of everybody. So you sell your coal, your platinum, your gold, your whatever it is, you sell to this government agency. The government agency liaises with your clients outside the country that will pay in foreign currency, but the central bank needs to pay you in Zimbabwean dollar. Why do I say so? When the central bank pays you in Zimbabwean dollar, your company receives all this money that it needs, but it's in Zimbabwean dollar. So you can pay your workers, you can pay taxes in Zimbabwean dollar, pay everything. I don't need to pay in Zimbabwean dollar. If, for example, the company is foreign owned and they need to expatriate their profits, there would be a single point uh, uh, um, a single point forex market. You see, we mustn't have 3 or 4 forex quotations, because that is done deliberately for the sake of siphoning Zimbabwe's wealth. There must be one interbank forex market that the central bank participates in, so that it can manage our level of currency pricing, stuff like that. And that one, it is to be market oriented. So companies that are foreign based can participate in that system to buy foreign currency so that they can repatriate. But most of the money that's still in the country, you see that through this, people can be mining as much as they are mining, or farming as much as they are farming. But when they want to export, they never get to receive US dollars, but they receive what? Zim dollars, 100% Zim dollars. All right. Then you want to ask the question, so what if they want to buy something outside the country in US dollars? Then they go to the forex market, take the Zim dollars, buy US dollars in the forex market, single point forex market, all right? Single point forex market. That's where they want to buy, find forex. And how do I know there will always be forex? Because if it is a single point forex market, it's determined by willing buyer, willing seller, demand and supply. So there will always going to be supply when there is demand. What changes is only pricing. So the central bank's job is to watch that pricing and be able to manage that pricing through the use of their foreign currency reserves, stuff like that. But what I'm driving at here is that we need to have our economy running in Zim dollars, and this gives our central bank the ability to actually control the monetary system. So, since it is, as I'm saying, since it is the central bank that is going to be receiving foreign currency, it means that they really are one of the biggest participants of this single point forex market that I'm proposing, because they'll be having all the forex. So now you are eliminating that thing whereby the people who get forex are those that are connected to ED and their ZANU-PF friends. They mop up all the foreign currency reserves and kick everybody out. No. In this system, when the central bank has that foreign currency, now is there to give to anybody that wants, anybody who wants to come and take that foreign currency. But now here's the thing. The central bank's role there, as I told you, that is to maintain a certain band to stabilize the Zimbabwean currency. Therefore, they control the availability of the US dollar and even the unavailability of it, so that the price is stabilized. So, so someone want to say, so what if everybody wants to come and buy? There's something called supporting a currency. Okay. Anyway, there is no shortage of US dollars around the world that people must come and buy them in Zimbabwe. Right? It will just be people who are owning Zimbabwean currency that want to exit the Zimbabwean currency market. And those people, the reserve, if there's an excess of them, the reserve bank uses their reserves to fight currency devaluation if they have to. If they don't have to, it's okay. The currency can devalue as long as you allow it. If it is necessary, or if policy determines that it will be necessary at that point to devalue our dollar, okay, according to market realities, But I'm just hoping that all of those jigsaw up and down will be resolved over time, okay, when we get the right government in power. So this will allow our government and our banks to be able to borrow money from the central bank, borrow Zimbabwean dollars from the central bank, and begin to invest using those Zimbabwean dollars into the Zimbabwean economy to get the things running, to get people to produce things, to kickstart productivity. Because people say there's no money. I told you, money comes from the head of the central bank. To understand. So now our job now, therefore, as a country, is to make sure that we increase our productivity in the country, not only for local consumption, but for the export market. Because the export market is going to give us foreign currency that we will need when we are buying inputs from foreign markets. But at the same time, when all that is happening, my key plan is to look at how can we reduce exports, how can we reduce the use of foreign currency through exports by increasing our productivity in the country, our manufacturing in the country. So instead of buying cars in Japan, we produce them in Zimbabwe, we buy in Zimbabwe. What you're essentially doing there, you are reducing the reliance on foreign currency. Because right now we need a lot of foreign currency because nothing is being produced in Zimbabwe. Okay, most everything is produced outside the country. So if you want a toothbrush, you need to get a foreign currency. I mean, can you imagine how sick is that? So now when we get to a place where we produce our own toothbrushes, our own toothpaste, our own Coca-Colas, our own everything. I mean, we've got our own steel manufacturing, our own cement manufacturing, we electronics, light industries, you know the works. We get to rely less, or you get to need less foreign currency. But we are increasing our foreign currency reserves, which has an effect of strengthening the Zimbabwean dollar. Okay, that's where I want us to go to get to a place where there's this effect of a strengthening Zimbabwean dollar. But remember, I told you that I do not want a strengthening Zimbabwean dollar. I want to create the effect of a strengthening Zimbabwean dollar through an increase in exports through our industrialization and a huge decrease in imports because of that same industrialization, which means we are no longer importing, but we are producing at home. That excess forex is, I mean, in the market is going to be expressed by an pressure on the Zimbabwean dollar to become stronger, right? Now, I want that, and I'll tell you why I want that. The reason why I want that is not because I want the Zimbabwean dollar to be stronger. I want that so that the central bank can fight strengthening Zimbabwean dollar by supplying more Zimbabwean dollars to the market, thereby increasing the money supply in the Zimbabwean dollar market, so that the banks that are holding that money can borrow it to investors who can invest in a multiplicity of other ways and duplicate investments across the Zimbabwean system. You understand? So we get to have this sophisticated market system, I mean, industrialization, because you're saying, where does the money come from? Through that excess printing of the Zimbabwean dollar so that we can keep the Zimbabwean dollar balanced. To understand. So when a time comes when actually things turn around and people demand more forex, remember that the central bank will be having their excess reserves. So that's how I plan to grow money supply in the country. And I know that when I grow money supply in the country, then I will be bringing about a productivity in the country. And this thing feeds on itself. The bigger the productivity gets, the more positive our trade thing, our what you call it. We've got a positive trade. Yeah, for the positive trade, don't whatever they call it. Our trade with our other countries will be positive. Okay, a balance of payments is gonna be positive. So when that happens, the economy is on a roller coaster. It just keeps growing, and you cannot stop it. Okay, it's like a thing that is just fitting on itself, and it just keep on becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is how I plan to grow Zimbabwe.